Hey everyone, it's Crispy Patty. What's going on? Today's book, A Little House, Laura Ingalls Wilder, my first Little House book, Summertime in the Big Woods. And there is, I'm guessing, Laura on the swing, smiling as you would, right? When you're on a swing and you're getting some air. If you didn't know this, I grew up in Minnesota, and that is primarily where Laura Ingalls Wilder spent her childhood. And so I did grow up as a kid watching the TV series Laura, The House on the Prairie, and I really enjoyed it. And if you ever get a chance, you should check it out. I'm sure your parents or grandparents are familiar with it, and you could probably find it on YouTube or who knows, pay-per-view. All right, let's dive into it, shall we? Once upon a time, a little girl named Laura lived in the big woods of Wisconsin in a little house made of logs. She lived in the little house with her pa, her ma, her big sister Mary, her little sister Carrie, and their good old bulldog Jack. Ruff! Now, in this, it says they were in the big woods of Wisconsin. So they did move around. However, the show, the TV series, was primarily filmed and took place in Minnesota, which is also where they lived. Now, I'm reading to you this book from the state of Wisconsin, and I just rode my bike. I just rode my bike through the forests of Wisconsin today. Now, in this, it says her pa and her ma. Now, I'm not sure if you know this, but pa is another short word for father, and ma, like mother, right? Now, paternal maybe, but pa is another name for dad and another one for mom. And of course, Mary is right there, and her sister Carrie, and there is Jack. It looks like they're playing dolls. It was summertime in the big woods, and the whole family was very busy. Pa worked hard all day in the fields. Laura and Mary helped Ma weed the garden. They helped her feed the calves and the hens. They helped her gather the eggs. That's right. And some of those things haven't changed at all since then. Right? Some of you may actually go in and gather eggs from the chickens. Or you definitely probably have to weed the garden, right? Or feed the calves if you have a dairy farm or a farm. I did when I was a kid. I used to go visit my grandfather and grandmother they had a farm, and I would feed the calves. It was so much fun. Summer was also the time for visitors. When company came to visit, Ma would do some extra cooking and cleaning, and there would be new children for Laura and Mary to play with. Fun, huh? Always nice to have some additional friends to play with, right? Different ideas and different suggestions for what to do. New games. And then, of course, Mary and Laura are different ages, so then you get to have kids your age. That's always fun. Sometimes Ma let Laura and Mary go visiting by themselves. They would walk across the road and up the hill to visit Mrs. Peterson. There they go. There goes a butterfly, a monarch butterfly, which I saw today, wander off. Mrs. Peterson's house was always very neat because she had no little girls to muss it up. She always gave Laura and Mary a cookie when they left, and they nibbled the cookies very slowly while they walked home. Ooh, wow. Why would you not want to visit Mrs. Peterson's house, right? Chocolate. Well, I'm guessing chocolate, but she had cookies. When the summer grass was tall and thick in the woods, the cows were giving plenty of milk. That was the time for Ma to make cheese. Ooh! Does anyone like cheese? I love cheese. Wisconsin makes a lot of cheese. For a long time, Wisconsin was the #1 state. The dairy state is its nickname, to make cheese and have milk. And then California, because it has larger industrial farms, has passed Wisconsin. But I don't know that for sure, but I do know that these two states, California and Wisconsin, certainly know how to make cheese, as well as other states. Laura and Mary were always there when Ma made the cheese, helping all they could. They loved to eat bits of the cheese curd. It squeaked in their teeth. That's right. Have you ever had cheese curds? Do you even know what a cheese curd is? It's in the early process of making cheese, and they actually squeak when you eat them if they're really good. And you can even buy them at the airport in Wisconsin before you go home and bring them to your friends. And you probably can get cheese curds at your local market if you look hard enough. One day, Pa came home at noon with a surprise. He had found a bee tree. The wagon was filled with buckets and pails, all heaping full of dripping golden honeycomb. Ooh! Funny enough, I just had some honey and yogurt right before I'm reading this. I love honey. I wonder if I was a bear before this lifetime. Dinner, they all had as much of the delicious honey as they could eat, and Pa told them about the bee tree. They had honey for dinner? Really? They must have had something else. That would have been the sweetest dinner ever. Ha ha ha! There are the bees right there. All right. He told them that the whole tree was hollow and filled from top to bottom with honey. Laura felt sorry for the bees, but Pa told her there was lots of honey left for them. Well, that's good. Everyone gets honey. After dinner, Ma washed the dishes, and Laura and Mary helped. The dishes made little cheerful sounds as Laura and Mary wiped them. The windows were wide open to the warm summer night. That's true. Sometimes you can get some squeaky sounds when you wipe the dishes. And there's Carrie playing with Jack. Dogs can be so kind and loving around children. They know that they're precious and fragile, so they're very gentle with them. And look at the two sisters, Mary and Laura, helping out Mom with the dishes. It makes the job go much faster, and it's so nice to help. Soon, Laura and Mary were tucked in their beds, listening to Pa whistling softly to himself. It had been another happy summer day in the little house in the big woods. Oh, there's Laura with her doll, sharing a bed with Mary. The window's open, you can see the stars, and Dad is whistling. Another nice day. Now it's time to get some rest, for the next big day. The end. And there you have fireflies, or lightning bugs, depending on where you're from. And there they are, nestled in the woods. Beautiful. Enjoy your summer, kids. Get outside. I'm going to show you a video what I did today, just a short one. I went biking today, and it was so beautiful out. Keep reading. If you enjoyed this book and you support this cause of me reading to you, you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video. I'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, it's Crispy Patty on a bike ride. It's so beautiful out. Look at, wow, almost picture perfect. It is picture perfect, huh? 'Cause I'm in it. Hope you kids are getting outside and reading books in between before you go to bed, in the morning, during break. There's a monarch. Whoa.